Top 10 heroes for the month of September 2018. I just want to thank everyone for liking previous month's videos, especially last month's, but this is going to be my first time posting this video on my new channel. OMG, I wanted to thank everyone for following me over here for my main channel, Mobile Gamer. And I'm pretty excited about this list today because last month I was worried about them nerfing Quake, Black Widow, Yondu, and Crossbones, and they announced that they are not going to do that. They're going to introduce new characters that are stronger rather than nerfing Black Widow and Quake. I'm pretty excited about this because now I can fully recommend them. And another thing too, I've noticed with the new characters come out, they're clever synergies to make them strong, like the Guardians team and Nick Fury with the Shield agents. Those are like entire squads are good. But we're gonna focus on this list, starting off with 4 characters that are good in all game modes. Don't have to worry about what game mode you're playing. They're good in all the game modes in the game, and there's 4 primary game modes. You got the Arena, Campaign, Blitz, and your Raids. So first things first, best character in the game, in my opinion, is Black Widow. And I want to say, as far as orange ability mats, I'm going to suggest that Black Widow getting that extra 5% speed, and then Yondu having his ability where he can steal a second buff are the 2 that I'm currently recommending until we go to level 70, and we'll have to see what happens then because there's going to be more options. But the first 4 characters on the list have this common theme of having a way of dealing with positive status effects or giving themselves positive status effects because it's huge. Sabotage right here. Black Widow can attack primary target for 190% damage. When she's stealth, she can copy and clear all positive effects on primary target. I can't express how incredibly awesome that is to be able to steal all these abilities and then to heal herself. If she steals, heal. She can steal all kinds of effects. Having the ability to get rid of the positive status effects is the name of the game because having 50% armor or 50% offense or 50% speed is huge, and she can do that. Now, she can't steal taunt, so taunt will stay there. Now, also, since we're talking about that, it's a turn-based game. Gain stealth for 2 turns, clear all negative effects from herself. This is just awesome. I mean, I don't even realize that she has this. Apply speed up to self and all shield Avenger allies, and then she has a % chance to apply speed up to all allies. It's ridiculously good. And then right here, stun and apply bleed. And if this can chain and she can get everybody to bleed, it's huge. I really like this in the Thanos raid, paired up with Spider-Man. Oh, it's pretty good if you can get that to go. And then if you can get Quake's slow to go, it's also very good. In my opinion, Black Widow is still the best character in the game. Now, we're going to talk about Yondu next. And the reason why I want to talk about Yondu is because of his ability right here, which will be my next one that I do, steal 2 positive effects from enemies. Yondu has a way of clearing 4 effects per turn, 2 passively, and then his basic attack right here clears 2. This is very good. Yondu is just useful everywhere. Can summon Ravagers, and I like this. This is a great way of having damage output, especially in raids. I don't like the way the healing mechanic sometimes works with the party, but that's okay. And then he can hit massive damage. Yondu is good in so many parts of the game. Highly recommend Yondu, and is actually the only one that I'm recommending currently, along with Black Widow, as far as these T4 ability mats on who to upgrade. Like I said, when we go to level 70, we're going to get more options like right here in the special and the ultimate. And for me, putting it on the basic seems like a waste sometimes. So next on the list is Quake. Again, good for a lot of the same reasons. Right here, she can apply slow, reduce speed by 50%. That is very, very good. She has a way of clearing positive status effects right here, and this can chain. Oh boy. And then right here, Earthquake. So the reoccurring theme so far is applying negative status effects, clearing positive status effects, or giving positive status effects. And that is just the way it works. Number 4 on the list is Captain America. Best tank of the game. Still, Inspire right here. This ability right here. Gain taunt and defense on self, and then give defense up to the entire team, and give ability energy. That is too good. Again, clear positive status effects. And then right here, he can chain and get defense up. Captain America is just really good. This block chance is also very good. Best tank in the game. He pairs well. So you could take those 4 characters and add a really good healer like Night Nurse, and you have an amazing raid team. Or if you're going up against Thanos boss, you can take those 4 characters and add somebody like Spider-Man, which does defense down, and you have an amazing way of destroying Thanos. Now, the next 3 characters on the list are also very good, and these are just kind of like my personal favorites. Not necessarily because they have all the utility that these other 4 had. Well, actually, Vision does. Let's just talk about Vision. Vision is about as good as these other 4 that I talked about right there. I really, really, really like Vision, but the main reason why I like Vision is because of his passive ability right here to give defense up at the start of a turn. And that just works really well with Iron Man, Rocket, Crossbones, Star-Lord. That is huge, having defense up. He's very good. And Vision is pretty much just like pure utility, very good. Solar Beam declares 2 positive effects on each target. That is just insanely good. And this Dive Bomb, ability block. Boy, you can ability block a character like Sentry, and he can't do the Smokes Bomb, and that is very good. And then his basic attack right here applies offense down and bleed against tech enemies. So, highly recommend Vision. Vision is a character that I'm currently having a ton of fun with. And the next 2 are just so good, especially Spider-Man. And this Web Slinger right here, chaining and giving so many other people defense down, and then following it up with some high DPS like Iron Man or Deadpool, it's just so good. I love Spider-Man. And he should be good. It's Spider-Man, right? So applying defense down is huge. And then not only that, he can stun and slow. Oh, I love pairing this up with Quake and Black Widow against a huge boss like Thanos. And it does a ton of damage, but stunning and slowing at the same time is very good. And of course, he's Spider-Man. He can get evade all the time. And then he has this passive ability right down here where he has a 20% dodge chance. Woof. Very, 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 very good. Love Spider-Man. And we got to talk about Deadpool. And the reason why I'm liking Deadpool, because he's just so much utility and so much positive benefits to him while going up against minions. He's incredibly effective in the raids. And I'm also liking that he has a way of getting regenerate. Now, this ability right here is just really, really good. It ignores taunt, and it'll target the lowest health, most injured target, and then he'll get regenerate. And that's super useful when you're going up against heroes with taunt. He's got this crazy chain effect right here, which will bypass and go back and forth. It's a different chain. It's a rebound chain. And so it doesn't worry if there's like a stealth Black Widow that would stop the chain. He'll just bounce back and forth between the 2 targets. And then, of course, he has a way of hitting twice. And all of these things have bonuses with minions. Now, he pairs up well with Cable, Ms. Marvel, even Storm. But he's just very good. Look at this. On turn, clear all positive effects from stealth, heal 10% of max health per negative effect removed. Woof. That makes him very more durable in the raids because he can heal himself up. That does not work with stun, though. He can be stunned, and he'll still lose his turn. Okay, so I think those first 7 characters, especially the first 4, are like no-brainers, good in all parts of the raid. They also don't require like any synergy, really. They're almost like independently good characters on their own. And I feel the same way about Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Vision, especially Vision because of all the utility with Vision. But we do have to talk about some more popular characters that do require some team composition to get to work correctly, or they're just not good in all parts of the raid. And I would say that is Crossbones. If you don't know, Crossbones has the biggest damage right here. Explode for 440% damage to all enemies, and this can't even be blinded. If he's blind, it'll still go off. And he's a tank, but not really a tank. It's usually like that goes off, but you don't want this to go off first. And the computer always does this, so that's kind of annoying that when you're, you set Crossbones up on defense, you're going to get targeted first. The Crossbones is going to die first, and the computer will always taunt. But really, the taunt should go off after he does his big explosion. And he has a way of doing offense down. I think everybody is using Crossbones a ton. I think he's amazing. He's great, especially with paired up with Kingpin. Now, a lot of other people like Kingpin more than I do. I do like Kingpin. I do think he's great, but I just don't like how slow he is. But he goes well on so many teams. He does so many things. Now, Doctor Strange is like an auto counter to Kingpin. And I just want to say Doctor Strange is an amazing character also. Not making the list, but I just think he's very, very good. But it's this ability right here, Boss's Orders, which goes off right away. Apply defense up to all allies and apply offense up to 5 allies. And, you know, pairing that up with like Thanos or Crossbones or Yondu is just huge. And it does so much damage. He can summon minions and he does a ton of assists. I kind of worry about his speed, though. He seems pretty slow, and I think that Kingpin will fade away over time as more and more characters come out. And then lastly, we have to talk about Hand Sentry, just because I want to include one minion on the list. Still, easily the best minion in the game because of the smoke bomb ability right here. Apply stealth for all allies except self for 2 turns. Apply evade to 4 allies. This is good pretty much in all parts of the game except for raid and campaign because he can die. It seems like he just takes one for the team and the rest of the team is going to have evasion, and then he does his job. I like pairing him up with Doctor Strange because Doctor Strange can revive him and then he can do it all over again, and that's a fun little combo. He has some block chance, which is very useful because basically he's a tank. And then he also does quite a bit of damage. So he does his job. He gets it done. So we talked about 4 characters that have been on the list since the very beginning of making this list. And still everybody agrees that they're probably the 4 best characters in the game. And that would be Black Widow, Quake, Yondu, and Captain America. Vision fills a lot of the same reasons that those first 4 do. And he's a newcomer. Plus I like his synergy with tech. And there's a lot of tech teams. Spider-Man and Deadpool are just over-the-top great DPS and utility. They even work well paired up together. Kingpin, Crossbones, and Hand Sentry round up the list. And I just want to mention some honorable mention teams. Guardians, Star-Lord, Rocket, Gamora, amazing. Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D., amazing. It's really, really good. And then I also want to mention, lastly, Night Nurse, best healer in the game, but it seems like they're building the raids in ways so that you can't really use Night Nurse. Like she's not a character that meets certain requirements on certain nodes, but still very much like Night Nurse, best healer in the game, made the raids very easy on ones that I could just throw her in with Captain America, Black Widow, Quake, and Yondu. All right, well, that wraps up this month's video, and now it's time for the giveaway, and it's related to Kingpin. So I really hope you liked this video today, because if you did, you are in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you'll be getting for free in your account an 8-star Kingpin hand.
This is not a scam.
Yeah, those hands are just huge. Look how big those hands are. Oh my goodness. They're like, I mean, I have big hands. I can palm a basketball easily. But this guy's hands is like way bigger than his face, his head. I mean, look at his legs. They're not even as big as his hands. Oh my God, it's hysterical. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Keep on gaming.